Yeah, this is part 2. So, like I was saying, you have cats like Anthony Brian Logan, who I called in to a show and got on him about this BS that Trump is doing. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I wanted to go further with it,
right,
but
and then
he doesn't. You got so much time to talk to him because he has other callers that want to call in. But I do plan on calling back and giving him some more of the business. Street. Anyway, people like Anthony Brian Logan. And by the way, I'm going to be doing a recap of that. I was supposed to do it a while ago, but shit happens. You know what I'm saying? I got to have time for that because I compiled a lot of information. I'm done gathering the little bit of information I need to gather for that presentation, and then I'll be doing it. But I do have another presentation to do about the coronavirus. So I'm done doing the research and compiling information on that. So I'll be coming to y'all with that soon. Anyway, so the people, the reason I stay on people like Anthony Brian Logan and Candace Owens and the conservative twins and those of that ilk, the amazing Lucas. The reason I stay on their heads, well, kind of not really so much anymore, is because there's this idea that the Democrats, the Democratic Party, don't care about black people. All they care about is the black vote. Okay, so they say, the Democrats don't care about you, about black issues, about black people, which is true. That's how they hook you, right? So they say, well, you should come on over to the Republican Party, and guess what? It's working, right? I mean, Trump's approval rating among black people are up to 40%. So obviously, what they're doing is working. And then there is the illusion that things are working out better for everyone, right? Because the economy, unemployment for black people is lower, all this other stuff, right? All these pretty things they show you to get you to believe that he really does care about you. When it's just you just took the bait. You know what I mean? So now you're going to fall under the illusion that the Republican Party cares about you. So he pulls people from the Democratic Party, not just ABL, but all these other black conservatives, right? With doing all these tours, doing Blacks for Trump and all this other stuff, Brexit and all this, and they pull them over to the other side of the beast. You took them from the left claw of the beast to the right claw of the beast. It's the same beast. There's no freedom. I mean, you pulled them from one statist organization to the other statist organization, and now they're just going to be oppressed by the Republicans. I mean, come on now, everybody, So, and that's why I'm going to stay on these people, because they're dragging black people from one frying pan into another fire. Instead of, they talk about self-sufficiency, self-dependence, self-reliance, and all this other stuff. But then you pull them. You want them to have a Republican master. No, if you want them to have true freedom, you'll tell them to break from both parties. Right? You tell them to break from both parties, and you will start an organization or something. You'll start an organization or a group that would be all about true freedom, true libertarianism. You understand what I'm saying? You say, no, we don't want no parts of your politics. We don't want no parts of your government. I don't want to be ruled by your government. I don't want to be ruled by anybody. We want freedom, true liberty, in a voluntary system. You understand what I'm saying? Black people, you pull out. That's the type of shit that ABL should be pushing. No, we need true freedom from everybody, because I know he sees that the Republicans are just as oppressive, just as much of masters as the Democrats are. You know what I'm saying? They're just presenting two different illusions. It's all, at the end of the day, the goal is the same. At the end of the day, the goal is the same. The goal is to enrich and empower the Zionist banking system. Point blank and period. To enrich and empower the Zionist banking system. Look what Trump did with the anti-Semitism bill. You know what I'm saying? I talked about that before. Look what he did with the, look at that. You know what I'm saying? It's starting with the college, but what's to stop it from going outside of the college into the rest of the world, the rest of your everyday life? Social media. You say anything anti-Semitic on YouTube or Facebook, who's to say that they ain't gonna come after you? Who's to say that you're not gonna be punished for that? So, you know, that's the thing. The Zionists want to rule over the entire world. They want to sit high on a mountaintop and drain the resources from everyone else. That's the idea about the bank. That's the idea of the banking system, the central banks. That's the whole point. You place your central banks everywhere, in every country. Then you give the country money in exchange for resources. Fiat currency. You give them fiat currency in exchange for their resources that you have more capabilities of extracting, because they're a poor nation. They don't have the machinery. They don't have the, this, that, and the third. So you give them the money, and then you give them the money to extract their resources, when the money that you're giving them ain't worth shit. You know what I mean?
Half of a mile left.
So this is happening to everyone all over the world. It's not just black people, and I can't. That can't be my focus. I can't be hotepping every day, all day. You know what I mean? That's not. I am pro-black, but that doesn't mean I'm not. That doesn't mean I'm anti everyone else. If you are a true freedom lover, and all you want is to be left alone, and you want to leave others alone, and you don't want to harm anybody, you just want to live your life, and you are waking up to the fact that this system is not going to allow you to do that, you're an ally to me. You're an ally. We should be coming together, black, white, red, purple, good, bad, and different. We should be coming together to try to figure out, how can we break free of these chains? And if you have the understanding that voting isn't going to do it, marching isn't going to do it, begging politicians to do things for you is not going to do it, what's going to do it is for everyone to come together, realize that we are the ants to their grasshopper. Everybody comes together with a show of solidarity, with a show of the ability to defend our freedoms with the tools that we have. You understand? The tools that we have, the tools that they haven't taken completely away yet, that they're working to take away. We show them that, no, we won't comply. We don't want you to be our masters anymore. Step down, decentralize, do whatever you got to do. And listen, it's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of issues. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed. Then there might be a lot of bloodshed. You know what I mean? There might be a lot of violence. There might be a lot of things, a lot of people that you rely on for this information.
Right turn at the end of the road.
That you people look up to encourage you and to motivate you to be free. A lot of them might be disappearing. A lot of them might be on some type of list. You know what I mean? A lot of them, when the shit hits the fan, it's gonna be a lot of things. So it's gonna be up to
right turn at the end
you
of the
guys
road,
to step
and
up
then left
and say,
turn at the end of the
we
road.
don't need one person. to help. You don't. I mean, in the we don't listen. There's so many of us. We don't need. We got to stop having that follower mentality. You understand what I'm saying? We got to stop having that follower mentality, so that when our leaders, right, when our motivators, when our liberty lovers, when our freedom fighters, they get up here in front of you guys and tell y'all what's what, and try to show you guys how we can keep it pushing and get free. When they fall, y'all got to be ready to stand up, regardless, and that's the whole thing. This ain't no snake. You know what I'm saying? You know, this should not be where if they cut the head off the snake, you know, the body will die or whatever. You know, no. We have to be able to move and operate independently. We have to be able to operate out of logic and not emotion, which is important to moving on from someone who you might consider to be a leader, or someone you might be considered to be someone who helps you understand, helps you get free. So like I said, if you're a true freedom lover and you're staunch and you're firm in your belief that we need to be free, we're not free right now because, you know, the status system is no good. It all needs to be dismantled. Black, white, whatever. I don't care what you are. If we have beef amongst different cultures, put that shit aside for now. Put that shit aside. Take care of the real enemy, the real problem, and then come back to the table and see what's what. You see what I'm saying? You come back to the table, and then, you know, people can gather and congregate in whatever groups they want. You have that right. Just like the Ku Klux Klan has the right to be a group of white dudes that come together and share their beliefs. And if they don't like black folks, that's their prerogative. I don't give a hot fuck. You know, pardon me, child. Sorry. I don't care. I don't care if a bunch of white dudes in sheets don't like me. Or you know, they don't want nothing to do with us. Okay, well, go on about your way and handle your business. Hate on. But as soon as you do something to harm one of us or anybody else, that's when it becomes a problem. Just like a black group can congregate and hang out and talk about pro-black shit and, you know, all the other stuff and black economics and all that. That's their right. They can do that as long as they're not pushing their beliefs in a violent way onto other people, harming other people. When they do that, that's when it becomes a problem. You see what I'm saying? Antifa. You know, a bunch of, you know, snowflakey millennials. They want to do snowflakey millennial shit together in a group. And they want to talk about, oh, this, that. They can do that. Hispanics, you know. It's just natural for people of the same culture to want to hang out together. It's natural. I mean, there's nothing wrong with co-mingling and consorting with people of other cultures. There's nothing wrong with that at all. You know, and if you want to have the swirl group, you know, where there's a whole different a group of many different cultures, that's they right too. It is your right to assemble in any form or fashion that you want, as long as you don't harm other people in the name of your culture or whatever. You know what I mean? You know, of your religion. You can practice whatever religion you want until you start cutting people's heads off, or burning people at stakes, or hanging people for reading a book or looking at pornography, or whatever the case may be. You see what I'm saying? You see the separation here? Do what you want, as long as you don't hurt anybody else or create a victim of someone else. Do what you want. Anyway, that's what we need to work toward. That's what I'm on. I'm on pushing freedom. That's all I want to do. I want to push freedom. I want to push liberty. I want to push anti-establishment ideals, because the establishment is what got us into the crap we're in right now. If you believe in global warming,
Yes.
okay, son. If you believe in global warming, if you believe in pollution, all these things, if you're anti-war, all these things have come about because of governments. Point blank and period. The government is the biggest polluter. The government is the biggest murderer. Talk about mass murder. The government is number one mass murderer. So, the government is not needed. The government, as a matter of fact, is so not needed that it's actually harmful to the world. It's harmful to the people. Governments ain't shit. And that's the point of this. And it's not just ain't shit for black people. It's ain't shit for white folks. Ain't shit for many other cultures. Like I said, if you're not part of that elite cabal that is overseeing everyone else, there you go. All right, anyway, I got to get off this. People calling me left and right. Holla at your boy.